Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review A Working Man, and this is a new action thriller, one-man army action flick, coming to you from writer-director David Ayer of Suicide Squad fame and Watch, writer on Training Day, most recently writer-director of The Beekeeper starring Jason Statham, and this film is also starring Jason Statham in a screenplay that was originally written by Sylvester Stallone and just reeks of, yeah, this was a Stallone vehicle, probably in the 90s, but it's here today in 2025. And we have Levon Cade left his profession behind to work construction to be a better dad to his daughter. But when a local girl vanishes, he's asked to return to the skills that made him a mythic figure in a shadowy world of counter-terrorism. And this film, I think, hooks you well at the beginning because it sets up, we understand where Cade is in his life and working this construction job, and Michael Pena and plays the man who runs this construction company along with his wife and their daughter, who is charming, and we quickly care about Jenny, played by Ariana Rivas. And we, from the start, once she goes missing, we know what Jason Statham's going to do. And what's crazy is, like, David Ayer sets the tone for this film with this wild, Bond-esque, uber-patriotic military version of, like, a cold open credit crawl. And it's so wild. And Jared Michael Fry, who composes this film, really finds a great theme. And that theme's introduced in this credit sequence. It just sets such an interesting tone. Now, this film does struggle tonally, and I think Ayer doesn't quite know how to balance, hey, these are some serious themes and ideas. We're going to take this film seriously, but then have Jason Statham whip out all these crazy one-liners, which I wish there were more, honestly. And this film feels a lot campier at times. Some of the characters are so over the top and ridiculous in how they present them, that you can't help but, like, chuckle and have some fun with it because it's so absurd. Like, there's one moment at the very end, this guy just, like, screams in slow motion up to the heavens, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's the kind of movie we have here. Now, I do feel like this film struggles building tension and suspense because this one-man wrecking crew just steamrolls everybody. I don't think there's a single moment where you think that Jason Statham might not get out of this unscathed. And you're just like, okay, well, there's not the suspense, there's not the tension, there's not the drama, but you could enjoy Jason Statham just straight up murking guys left and right because those are exciting elements to the film, and that's the big selling point, is they put their money where their mouth is with the action. Some of the action is a little over-edited for sure, and it's a bit choppy, but I do think that the action works well. When this film wants to not take itself seriously and have some fun, it does it, for sure. But the opposite, like, this film takes itself way too seriously at times and takes you out of the film. I think there's a great core here. I think Jason Statham really embodies this character, just, you know, winking at the camera basically every turn. You have the likes of Jason Fleming, his Guy Ritchie pal, who's this Russian mobster, Michael Pena, like I mentioned, the blind former Special Forces guy that is one of Jason Statham's best friends, played by David Harbour. He is so good. I wish he was in more of the film. And it's just, so there's a few really interesting standout character actors here, but then the rest of it, a lot of it can be a little shaky in terms of the performances, but these characters are so wild and strange and over the top. I think this film gets way too convoluted with biker gangs and drug trafficking and human trafficking and the Russian mafia. There's just so much going on. Then there's whole scenes that feel like they add nothing, and whole sequences that they could easily cut this. This movie is an hour and 56 minutes, and it feels way too long. It drags narratively. It loses its steam. It's not as funny and creative And we have to try to figure out ways to, you know, take films like this, and you can really focus on when it's having fun, being silly over the top. This film is a blast, for sure. But when it's not, and it's taking itself way too seriously and trying to say something, I feel like this struggles. There's a few emotional beats in here and there that I think stand out, but at the end of the day, this is a silly, ridiculous action thriller coming your way from MGM, Amazon Studios, David Ayer, and Jason Statham. But those are my thoughts on A Working Man. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.